Good Monday morning. You're watching the Kaiser Report. Welcome back. I'm John. I'm here to talk to you about some of the things that are going on in and around East Tennessee and Appalachia, as well as some of the news that is taking place over the weekend. Of course, we have been inundated until we are sick and tired of hearing all of the mainstream media's opinions on these Trump verdicts that happened at this trial that took place, which no one can understand why this trial even took place based on what they had. You had a jury that was so confused going in, and people want to blame the jurors on this, and I don't blame the jurors at all. I blame the judge's instructions to the jurors that was so muddled that they didn't know what crime they were convicting him on, so they gave 34 counts of nonsense to the jury to figure out. And, of course, you have a blue area in Manhattan, and you had a jury selection that was a little one-sided, but you cannot blame the jury on this. You need to lay the blame at the feet of a conflicted, corrupt judge along with a conflicted, corrupt AG, and that's the long and short of it, and you just cannot make up laws to convict somebody on, but they got away with it, and they did it. And here we go. Now there is, you can't vote for a convicted felon. You can't do this. You can't do that. I'm sick and tired of being told what I can and can't think. And people that are coming out with an opinion that is contrary to what their opinions are in New York and some of the liberals around the country are not completely valid. And again, if this can happen to a past president and a viable running candidate for the presidency in 2024, it can happen to you, it can happen to your family, and it can happen to people that you know, because lawfare has been completely twisted. So now it has to go to an appeals court, and the appeals court of judges will decide whether or not this conviction should stand. And I'm almost positive that they're going to have to go to the Supreme Court with this before too long, hopefully before in enough time to not foul up the elections any more than Trump has, not Trump, but the courts have hobbled him from doing the job of campaigning. Not fair. It's election interference, pure and simple. And Biden's reaction to all of this, saying that no one is above the law. Well, he ought to look at his own family, because you've got a trial going on, I think, this week with Hunter over the gun charges, and I'll be highly surprised if anything at all comes of that. And he managed to, wheedle out of, saying that he couldn't remember anything himself about the charges that were brought up by Congress or the investigation that was done by the special envoy, when they came out with the fact that he's too feeble and forgetful to answer to this, so there's not going to be any prosecution. We can't prosecute someone that can't understand. Why the hell is his fingers on the buttons of the nuclear codes then? Ask yourself that. And now he wants to run for re-election, and I don't believe that he's going to make it that far. They're going to pull him out and substitute somebody that is going to carry on with the destruction of this country. We're headed that way. The coffers are empty. We emptied it out and gave it to the despots of the world in some cases. We've turned our back on our allies. And this guy thinks that he can pull off a re-election. So does he know how they're going to cheat now? Or what's in store? Or did the Clintons and Obamas know? We're in serious jeopardy in this country right now. Our military is the recruitment problems that they're having, the wokeness that's coming out of the generals in the Pentagon, and all of the special needs things that are going on in the military. People don't want to join that. The people that are have been trained to do the right thing for the military are leaving of their own accord because they don't want to be part of it. But yet, China is building a huge army and being taught how to fight against us. And now we've let thousands of their military-age people into the country through our southern border, peppered them around the country, trained and ready to fight from within. And no red flags are coming up. No flashing red lights have been, they're still pouring through the border. Because this is something that Joe Biden did. By whose orders or who's cajoling, we don't know. But it's been done, it continues to be done, and we have to worry about how we're going to support the some 20 million people that have breached our border, entered our country illegally, and now they want to put them in the military and have them all vote. And no one is raising any flags on this because they're afraid if you do say or speak out too much against this regime, which is what it is, they're telling you that you listen to some of these left-wing actors that are on, oh, well, if Trump is elected, he won't leave. He's going to think he's a king. That's utter nonsense. If anybody is become a dictator, it's the person sitting in the White House now, who very seldom is in the White House. He's off at his beach home most of the time, and he's good enough to appear in Washington, for this, that, and the other thing. But there's no presence there. There's no presence in his mind either. But this is what we're inundated with now through the news cycle. Everything is Trump, 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 felon, 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 convicted felon, convicted felon. This is all we're going to hear out of the left side from now until. Do you hear anything about RFK Jr.? Why is he not allowed to be in the debates? Why is he not allowed to have a presence on mainstream legacy media? They don't want him there because they don't want him as a spoiler or anything else. Because he doesn't fit the narrative that the Democratic national people want to put forward. Our choices are limited here. And they're trying to do away with any competition that they might have to keep Biden in the White House or his replacement into the White House, which will further the damage that's being done to our country. And no one is doing anything about it. The Supreme Court needs to be involved in this. The appellate court in New York needs to nip this in the bud before it gets out of control. Half this country right now is angry. The other half is oblivious, and a great percentage of the other half are carrying the woke narrative. Get Trump at all costs. This is not how an election should be. We should have all the candidates in a debate, every one of them, including Jill Stein. Do you hear anything about her? Do you hear anything about anyone else that's running on the independent ticket? Do you hear on a regular basis anything from RFK Jr.? No, because they don't like him. They don't like these people. They hate Trump. And if that's not evident to you now, I don't know when it will be. But we have to take back America and make sure that whoever we elect will support and defend the Constitution like the oath they took to get in here with this bunch. But enough of that. We had a great weekend here with In the Pines, a consummate showman. Dwight was fantastic. Everyone really enjoyed the entire day. I'm so sorry that they would not allow any filming in there, even from the press, to do this. But Dwight Yoakam just wowed him in the aisles, and he's still got it. So, and all of the other performance, congratulations to you all. You did a great job. The crowd was well pleased. The merchants downtown in Bristol, we showed you a little walk through Bristol, and as much as we could on Saturday night that got published, and wasn't the film that I wanted to do, as I wasn't allowed in some of the venues or near the food trucks. But there was a lot of activity downtown Bristol, Virginia, and Tennessee side. And this weekend, we're going to try and get some more footage. We went up to Roan Mountain yesterday, but encountered some rough weather and a lot of closures. People were closed on Sunday. We went up to try to film a small lake up near Roan Mountain through the rhododendron forest, but they're having a dam rebuilding up there, and they drained the lake, and that was a small disappointment. But this coming weekend, we'll be out and about, and we'll find some places to visit and film and get that to you, and some happier things this week. I'm hoping for different things that pop up that will be more of the getting ready for summer fun and things around the Appalachian area that you'll be interested in. We did get up to Roan Mountain yesterday and had a wonderful, wonderful meal. We found this obscure bakery and pizzeria, and they have a actual wood-fired pizza oven in there, and it was delicious. I did get a film of the inside of that, and we'll be adding that to whatever weekend things we post. It's just not long enough to make an entire video out of yet, but wherever we go this weekend, I'll add that to it. And it was awesome. And out of the way, in a tiny little place, in the friendliest people, a great place, Roan Mountain, Tennessee. So there's not a whole bunch more other than, everyone is upset over Biden's reaction to this, and that maniacal grin that he gave to the news media when he turned about this, and his big thing was no one is above the law. I guess that's true unless it's his family. Now, there's a trial that's supposed to happen this week on the gun charges for Hunter. I highly doubt that anything will come of that. you'll see that he'll get a pass. If it was Trump's son, wow. It's incredible, the one-sidedness to this justice system right now that's being driven and steered completely by the White House and its cabinet of diversity. So all we can do is pray to Jesus Christ that things change and say prayers, get out into nature, touch the ground, ground yourself, clear your mind, and don't blame people like the jury for this. It was a rigged deal. They had no choice by the instructions they were given by a crooked judge. And you cannot be out decrying the jury in this, because they just did what they had the ability to do based on the instructions given and based on the fact that they couldn't even hang their hat on the crime. They don't know what the crime was. They just followed instructions. So I know there's a lot of people that are fuming over the jury. You can't blame them. There's two people to blame, Mershon and Bragg. These are the two individuals that engineered this thing, backed by the White House. When you had the number 2 position in the AG of the United States, leaving that position to go into New York to do this case, what does that tell you? That's like a major leaguer in baseball putting himself back to the single A or triple A farm team. So don't tell me the White House wasn't involved in this, because there's your proof right there. But we need to pray for peace and understanding and clear your mind and relax in nature and take a deep breath in and keep calm, because they want this country to panic. It feeds into their program. So we're not going to panic. We're going to do what's right. We're going to elect the person that best tells us how they're going to do the job, solve the problems as we face them with solutions, and then we'll have a fair and peaceful election. And until tomorrow, here at the Kaiser Report, we're going to get out and do some farm work today, and we'll be back at you tomorrow. So please keep us in mind. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. And like this, give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you don't. And remember, we love you here at the Kaiser Report. God bless you all. And we'll see you Tuesday tomorrow. Bye-bye now.